Have you ever heard of a tiger raising goats? I'm guessing probably not. Tigers are fierce predators and goats are their potential prey, so it seems unlikely that a tiger would choose to live with a herd of goats, let alone raise them. But this tiger named Timur did exactly that, and nobody could quite understand why. Timur was discovered in the mountains of a Russian region by a hunter named Oleg. When Oleg first saw the tiger, he couldn't believe his eyes because it was acting more like a goat than a tiger. Oleg had been hunting in these mountains for years and had never seen anything like it. When Timur saw the hunter, he didn't run away or try to hide. He just stood there and watched him curiously, almost like he was saying hello. Oleg decided to approach the tiger slowly, and when he got close enough, he noticed something strange. The tiger's behavior was calm and relaxed, like he wasn't a deadly predator who had just been staring at you a second ago. But the most shocking thing Oleg saw was a collar around the tiger's neck with a bell attached to it. This meant that Timur wasn't a wild animal, but someone had domesticated him. Oleg couldn't believe it. It was obvious that Timur wasn't like other tigers, but what made it even more surprising was that Timur had been raised by a herd of goats. You heard that right? This tiger was basically a goat herder. He spent his days hanging out with the goats, playing with them, and protecting them from predators. But how did a tiger cub get raised by goats? Well, the story goes back a few years. A hunter named Yuri was walking through the forest when he came across a tiger that had been caught in a poacher's trap. The tiger was young, just a cub, and Yuri felt bad for him. So instead of finishing the job and killing the tiger, he set him free. But the tiger was scared and confused, and he didn't know where to go or what to do. That's when Yuri had an idea. He took the tiger to a nearby goat farm and introduced him to the goats. The tiger was initially scared, but the goats were curious and friendly, and soon they accepted the tiger as one of their own. From that day on, the tiger stayed on the farm and lived with the goats. He would play with the kids, help the goats find food, and protect them from predators. The goats accepted the tiger as their leader, and the tiger seemed to be happy with his new life. But the tiger's unusual upbringing didn't go unnoticed. Soon, people from all over the country came to visit the tiger and see for themselves if it was true that a tiger could be friends with goats, and Timur became a local celebrity. He loved the attention and would pose for pictures with the tourists. He also became a symbol of friendship and tolerance, and his story was even written about in newspapers and magazines. As Timur grew up, he got bigger and stronger, but he never forgot his roots. He remained a friendly and curious tiger who loved spending time with goats. He would often be seen playing with the kids or taking care of the elderly goats. And even though he was a predator, he never harmed any of the goats. Instead, he protected them. He was the ultimate goat herder, and he took his job seriously. Sadly, Timur's story has a tragic ending. One day, a group of hunters came to the farm looking for a tiger to kill. They had heard rumors about a tiger living with goats, and they wanted to prove it to themselves. When they arrived, Timur was out herding the goats, and the hunters immediately took aim. Before they knew it, arrows were flying and Timur was wounded. He tried to run, but he was hit and collapsed on the ground. The hunters approached him cautiously, but Timur was too weak to defend himself. They checked his collar and realized that he wasn't a vicious animal, but a friendly tiger who had been domesticated. When they looked closer, they saw that Timur had been shot. They felt bad for killing him, and some of them even cried. But the damage was done, and Timur was already dead. His story may have ended tragically, but Timur will never be forgotten. His memory lives on in the hearts of those who knew him, and his story continues to amaze people all over the world.